Habs lose 5-2 against the Ottawa Senators, and the season sweep comes to an end. There would be no sweep against the Senators. There will be no clinching in the same game either. There will be no good first period start, I say. Because what are good first period starts? I don't know. Being a Habs fan and watching the last 5, even more maybe you could argue, games, it's been a rare occasion where we leave the first period watching the Habs and being like happy about how they played. You want out? Okay. He's not being very much consolation. So yeah, another first period that we are late. We don't show up in time. We are sleepy. They're tired, and understandably so, but so are the Senators. Like, let me tell you a secret. They've played the same amount of games that we have. I know. But yeah, you go down by 1 immediately. Defensive zone breakdown where Slavkovsky doesn't cover his guy fast enough. Goalie doesn't switch either, and he's in no man's land. And they score. And I am very annoyed that the Senators, without their main front net presence guy in Brady Tkachuk, scored 3 goals in front of Montembeault, like on the net. Like the first one and the third one were at least like on the net. The second one I'm forgetting how it was, but I'm pretty sure there was one more that was in front of Montembeault, like from the back into the front, and like, hey, there's a guy right there that nobody's covering, and he goes in. We fight like we always do, so there's still that fighting, trying to come back, being in the Habs players, like they want it, and they want it, and they look like they want it from the second period onwards. No idea. I have no idea what's going on, but they need to start on time. Like I said in the previous videos, if we got a 6-game winning streak, so let's not be too doomy here, but most of those games were comeback games. We didn't start with the lead and keep the lead I don't think in any of those games. So like I said, once you play a better team, you're not gonna get away with how bad you play on the first periods. I hate to admit it because I don't like them, but the Senators have proven to be a good team, at least this season. I know. I don't like them, but credit where credit is due, and they have 3 lines at least that are rolling offensively, and they come in waves, which is what the Habs wanted to do, and we only have 1 shutdown pair, which was our worst defensive pair. Like, Matheson-Carrier was abysmal, especially Matheson, which he gets so much criticism and he doesn't help his case. Like, I know there's small mistakes that lead to big bad things happening, like a goal against. Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, well, we lose now because we played a team that was better and they took advantage of our horrible first period. We didn't take advantage of the power plays opportunities we had. They killed the penalty as well. I think we killed all the penalties also, so there's that. And it's sad, but there are one too many specialists in the team at the moment. you have power play specialists in Line that have not found their game he has not found his game in 5v5 yet. Although you can see glimpses right here and there, but he really needs to work the offseason, and I don't know if he has the motivation to change his forecheck, his back check, you know. Like, will Marty and the staff get to him and be like, you need to improve all this, or we're not gonna even attempt to resign you? I don't know. But right now he's a power play specialist who cannot hit, that did not score in the power play. He had his chances. He did put them on net. I did hear the Arpon Basu notebook that they posted yesterday. Excellent podcast, by the way. If you are listening to this and you're not listening to Arpon for some reason, go listen to him immediately. Anyways, he has a lot of really cool insight, and one of the things he was saying was that Line is a power play specialist, but that had been horrible in the power play, as he had been having a lot of shot attempts and not a lot of them were put in goal. Yeah, honestly. In the last few weeks, when the power play has not been too hot, Line was missing or whiffing in a lot of those shots. Like, straight up not getting the shot off. And sometimes getting the shot off and, like, super far from the net. But in yesterday's game, to his credit, he did put it on net more than once. And Allmark was strong. And, like, hey, go figure, you're gonna face strong goalies when you play playoff games. Wow. Yeah, I know. Shocking. So we need to find a way to beat them anyway. So we do beat Allmark twice at least, with Dvorak, which just turned on another jet in there and like snipes it, and then a beautiful pass from Slavkovsky to Suzuki, which captain gets another point, and I'm glad for that. Slavkovsky gets another point, and I'm happy for that, obviously. But our power play needs work. Our power play has been struggling a little bit, and it's going to be important to have that rolling for the playoffs. And Arpon did say something interesting in his notebook, where if the mid-up is as good as he's been promised, when do you switch the mid-up for Slavkovsky in the first? Or the mid-up for Line and put Caulfield back in the sniper position? Right? I don't know. He does make a good argument, so go listen if you're interested in that. I don't have a lot of time today, actually, so I'll keep the video somewhat short. Just wanted to vent a little bit of how horrible of a first period it was, and how some bad defensive coverages here and there against teams that are fast are gonna hurt us. And if we make the playoffs, which is still an if, by the way, do not be the people that are jinxing it, that are already putting us in the playoffs and they're already like doing all the analysis for the playoffs, which fair, but we're still not clinched. If we make the playoffs, we're probably going to be playing against the Capitals, especially after losing yesterday, which puts the wild card one place out of reach, probably out of reach, unless the Senators like lose all their games and we win all our games. It's probably out of reach, right? Anyhow, so we're probably going to be playing against the Washington Capitals if we make the playoffs, and let me tell you, they're a big, fast team. I don't know if they're as fast as the Ottawa Senators, but they play, for what I've seen, a similar style, and they have a hot goalie here and there. They have big defense. We're going to have to deal with everything we dealt with yesterday, and on steroids, honestly. Like, not on actual steroids, because, we're not playing against Eggblood, but, just needed to throw that one in there. But, yeah, we're going to be playing against a team that plays like the Senators, but that has been playing better than the Senators. We need to show up the first period. We cannot be late. Kudos to Peseta. He knows he has like one or two more games in his NHL career probably, and he's trying to make the best out of it. He had a good scoring chance, actually. He hit a lot. He had the fight, which I can tell how I'm getting old, because I used to play rugby a lot, and fairly competitively, and every time like someone like broke a bone or something, we would be like, "Whoa, yeah, look at you go. Damn, I want to be that." And yeah, and now just watching Peseta fight and hitting the visor, and then having his hand just all bloodied, and you could see like where he hit the visor, and like a little bit of the skin was like moved to the side. It was horrible. It was very graphic, and like I was like, oh my god, and like I could look at it. I looked at him being like all pumped up and like pumping all the boys up, you know, and I'm there like, I understand that your hand must be in a lot of pain, but your psyche right now, it is scaring, and the adrenaline is not making you feel anything, and you're fully in the moment and you're making the best out of it. I understand it, but that's gonna hurt. Yeah, so I can tell how I'm getting older. It sucks. Anywho, good for Peseta, honestly. Good for him to give him his all. In what probably is his second to last game. If the mid-up doesn't play in Toronto tonight, then it's probably Peseta's last game, unless someone gets injured. I was thinking about the specialists. So Peseta, I feel, is one of our specialists, also in just a hitting specialist and a energy guy, right? And then you have Armia, who, since he's been injured, in that fluky injury where he just fell and his wrist snapped or something, he has just been a penalty kill specialist. 5v5, he's nowhere to be seen. And in the PK, he's amazing. Like, he and Evans generated a couple good chances against the Senators yesterday, and like, where is that guy on 5v5? He cannot keep the puck on his stick on 5v5. He's invisible. He cannot shoot. He goes to the net, but like, it's a noodle. I don't know. I don't know what happened with Armia, but I think that's the end of the road. I mean, this season is the end of the road for him with the Habs, which is sad, because I was vouching. I mean, I was hoping he would resign maybe a 2-year contract, while the rest of our future Armias, in a way, like Florian Jagai or Tyler Thorpe, that just signed Luke Tuck, yeah, that are playing in Laval, are gonna be our future Armias, right? So I was hoping, I don't think they're ready, so I was hoping Armia would resign, maybe with how he had been playing in January. He would resign for 2 years or maybe 1 year, while the rest of these guys cook in the AHL. It's not crazy to think that, right? So, but now he's invisible, and like with a wrist injury, I understand why with a wrist injury you wouldn't be able to dangle or shoot super hard, but like it seems it has affected other parts of his game. Like, he's not forechecking hard. He's not going to the net. Like, do you really need your wrist in perfect condition to be a net front presence? I don't know. Like I said, I've never played hockey. Maybe you do. Maybe I am being harsher than I need to be. Anyways, our first line producers, our third line producers, our defensive system breaks fairly early in the game, and we didn't show up. There's that. Then, yeah, you can blame Matheson for the open net, empty net goal as much as you want, but like, yeah, it's a desperation attempt, and yeah, he chooses his angle poorly. What are you gonna do? Like, I'm sure if he had been Hudson, we would be all forgiving about Hudson, even if he had screwed up. Would he have screwed up? Well, that's the part we fans don't know, right? I mean, that's where most of us, or why would you think, like, hey, Matheson could have done better there, right? But if he had been Hudson and he had screwed like that, we wouldn't be as critical as with Matheson. Obviously, they're different players. One is a rookie, one is a veteran. But like, Yeah, I don't want to pile on Matheson much more. If we had another option, yay, sure. What do you do without Matheson at the moment? Yeah. Anyways, I'm hoping we have a good game against Toronto today. I think if the stars align and some of the teams lose and we even get 1 point from an OT loss, we clinch. If not, the clock is kind of running and we need the win against Chicago on Monday if we lose today. So I'm just hoping for a good game. I want the guys to show up in the first period. Honestly, that's everything I want, right? I know they're gonna play hard. It's Toronto. They play hard against Toronto every time. Hopefully the defensive system can withstand the East-West game that Toronto likes to play. But yeah, everything I just want is for them to show up in time. That's it. Don't be late. Which I will be to my event if I don't end the video right now. So I was thinking about it, and I think last video, if you didn't watch it, I added a little bit of HABS trivia at the end of the video. So kudos if you made it all the way there. I hope you enjoyed it. I did enjoy making that. I think it adds value to the videos, so I will continue doing so, but only on wins. So on losses, you get your eye candy by having the cat, the constellation cat, show up early. And on wins, you get your you get a little bit of extra fun by having some HABS trivia at the end of the video. So yeah, it's a book, it's a limited amount of trivia, and I plan to make these videos for a long time, so we'll get through it. I'm sure we will. Anyways, don't forget to leave all your feedback. We need a win against Toronto tonight. That will clinch, and it will be very special with the mid-up right there. I don't think he will play, but he will be there. And yeah, I'll see you after that one. Go Habs, go!